So the MRI that was supposed to happen yesterday didn't happen until maybe 2, 3 o'clock today. I was in there for an hour and a half, but probably for an hour I slept. I told you, MRIs put me to sleep. Some of the best sleep in the world, so I'm probably wired for the rest of the night. I'm gonna be up because I got a good hour of sleep. Yay! Got out of there, and guess what? 2 hours later, I'm back in. Don't know what that's all about. I did get two PT sessions today, one in the morning and one in the afternoon, so that kind of helped break up the day. So, where are we? Let's talk about my stay. Since I've been here, I've had three roommates. And I gotta say, in the hospital, there is no level of privacy. None. None. None whatsoever. I don't know what floor I'm on, but either the fact that, a curtain is not a wall, so you can hear, and the fact that you're screaming at everybody. They scream at you even if you can't hear them. So you, you know everything. You hear everything. My first roommate, she was non-eventful. Her whole goal was to get out of here, and I don't know how long she was here, but she got out of here. And then there was the second roommate. She was special. I do not know how all of this took place because during this time I was kind of a little in shock and on my back. But there was an episode where all of a sudden I saw her face and she's looking at me and I'm looking at her. And she's like, "What do I do?" And I told her, maybe you might want to sit down. And she sat down and she, bloop, she kind of like fell. So I pushed my button. And by this time, when I push my button, I don't quite get immediate response. They'll eventually come to me because they know it's not a disaster. But when they came in, the only thing I saw was, and seems like the lady had decided that she was going to not only greet them with the fact that she fell, but let's say there was a little feces involved in it. But the interesting thing is she told them that I stood there and watched her fall. Well, I might have seen it, but I wasn't standing, so she was not happy with me. What you gonna do? So at that point, she became a fall risk. So that meant the room was 24/7 monitored. Mhm. I was the room coming into the door. So, foop, 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 back and forth. People back and forth, back and forth. Because now, since she fell, they got to watch her. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. To the point where now you get people coming in to talk to other people about what's going on for the weekend, what they're going to do when they get off work. And she's now starting to engage with them. So my room becomes a party room. But I also realize that not one person has come in here and asked me, do I need to go to the restroom? Because by this time I haven't figured out that process. Do you want water? And I had this come over me that I must be freaking invisible. That every person that walks back by here is completely ignoring me. And now they're talking about parties. I lost it. Now, you watch my videos, and they said that I was unstable the one day that I was deciding to work on my care. Well, the day that I spent 4 hours watching people go back and forth with this lady, needless to say, I had been up since 3 o'clock with her. I lost it. But I got another room, the room that I'm in now, with the best view of the hospital. So today I got my fourth roommate. I'll tell you about my third roommate. I don't know a lot about my fourth roommate. She came in late last night. And one time last night I actually drifted off and I woke up to this light voice saying, "Can someone just please get me some water?" And I was a little out of it because it's not ordinarily that you hear a voice that you're not familiar with that request. And she said it again, and I realized that it was my new roommate. And I pushed my button. I'm the button pusher around here. I haven't pushed my button for all my roommates. So today I was sitting here, and palliative care came to see her. And I'm thinking, wow, I went through that with both my parents. And at the same time, somehow I was actually looking at my records, and a test result popped up. So I decided I would do something different, and I looked and didn't know what this word was, and there was no results. It said results to follow. So I copied and pasted the long word of what they were testing for, and off to Google I go. And the first thing that comes up is that the prognosis for N, N is in Nancy, M is in Mary, O is in ostrich, NMO, is 5-year lifespan. And I am sitting here freaking, what? I'm thinking, no, this has got to be one sick joke. Because I keep telling them I'm going to wake up and this will be over. And mind you, the test result wasn't in, but I was looking up what it was that they were testing for. I am silently freaking listening to a palliative speech on one end and reading how fatal this NMO is. I just sat here for a moment and gathered myself, and with all the craziness that's been going on here, the mind will take over, and I'm thinking, well, no wonder they didn't want to give me care. They just hadn't told me yet. About an hour later, the actual test results came in, and I'm happy to say that it ain't MMO. I'm going to be around here a little bit longer. Doctors haven't come and talked to me about that, but I don't need them to talk to me about it. I'm looking at my own record. So whatever that is, I did stop investigating it because I ain't got it. I ain't looking. And I'm going to go back to my roommate number 3. She was a sweetheart. And we talked across the curtain here. I think we spent maybe 7 or 8 days here. The one got me was she had a PT visit, and the person was showing her these tools that she would need to be using when she got home. And again, I can't see, but I can hear. And I'm listening to them take her through the tools. And I'm thinking, okay, these got to be some really cool tools. So I'm sitting here thinking, wow, she's going to have something to practice with when they leave. And then they'll come back and probably show her again how to use these tools. And they're wrapping up the visit, and I hear a bag zip, and I'm thinking, wow, so they're going to put the tools up. And the PT person proceeds to tell the patient how much the tools cost and where she could purchase them. And she puts her little tools back in her bag, and she whisks out the door. And I'm sitting here going, dang, is that how it goes? And then I hear sobbing. And she's crying because she can't afford those tools. and she's going to be going home. That was a little hard to get through. Um, I had heard what the tools were, so in between my being and seeing around here, I attempted to try to get the tools, but I didn't know how to get them delivered here. But I'm happy to say that when she left, I had enough money in my purse to make sure she got home and would be able to buy those tools. Okay, you got me. I'm back. So, after hearing that small voice last night, all I want is some water. I, I just can't even fathom that there's even a remote possibility that I'm going to be confined to a bed asking for water. I just can't imagine that. Whew, anyway, that's been my stay. Y'all, our health system sucks. It really does. I've, I don't know. Well, guess what? I'm out of here tomorrow. And I know that I'm out of here because they told me to be ready, and the ambulance is coming to get my behind at 10 o'clock. They are shipping me out. Crazy as it may be, I actually overheard another conversation in the hallway that their facility is opening up tomorrow. So they don't want my butt back around here anymore. They're going to possibly reopen their facility, but they're also shipping me out. I'm assuming I'm going to their other facility for rehab, but in either case, they are getting my behind up out of here. So I told you guys I was going to make sure I document everything, tears and all. That. So I'm going to leave with the picture of what I had coined my parking lot pond. My final room here, again, is a wonderful view, and I want to share with you what I've had the opportunity to look at for the last 9 to 10 days. Bye.
All nurses to the nurses station.